Hey guys, ForTheAfro Reviews here, and today I'm going to be reviewing chapter 213 of My Hero Academia. This one was super straightforward. It was a pretty short chapter, so it shouldn't take too long. Basically, Deku's super OP now. But in all seriousness, he discovers 6 new quirks. Well, he doesn't discover them all in this chapter, but it is revealed to him through one of the previous successors that he has 6 additional quirks. That's fucking ridiculous, and I'm kind of worried for the direction the series is going now. Horikoshi's a great writer, so I'm sure it'll end up being fine, but 6 different powers on top of One for All is just ludicrous. He's already so far ahead of everyone else, just in terms of potential, just because this quirk is so retarded strong. All Might Strength plus more is his potential to begin with, and now he has Black Whip already, and then whatever his other 5 quirks are, and they could be anything. I'm hoping 1 or 2 are not super combat oriented or not super useful, just to balance things out a little bit, just a little bit. But can't count anything out right now. I'm assuming they're all going to be pretty useful, since it's the main character and whatnot. The previous successor is kind of interesting. I really like his design. He seems like a cool guy, but we only saw him for so long, so not too much I can say about him besides I think he's cool and his quirk is awesome. Black Whip is revealed to be the name, and apparently he says it's a pretty useful quirk. And on top of that, back in his time, that was back in his time. Now it's stronger because of One for All. It's been augmented, and he still says that it was really good back then. So it must be super OP now. And we already saw it with flinging Deku all around and stuff. I think an important detail is that he mentions that the quirk responded to Izuku's desire to capture Monoma. Basically, he's thinking I gotta capture him, so that's why Black Whip manifested rather than a different one of the 5 other quirks he could have manifested. So I don't think this is necessarily the second successor of One for All or whatnot. I don't think it's going to go in order. I think it's going to be whatever power is most convenient for right then, which is kind of a plot device, but it's a well-written plot device. Like I was just saying, Horikoshi's handling at least that part of it really well. There's a logical reasoning, he's establishing right now. So if later we're oh, that's an ass pull, that power is so tailored to the situation. Well, yeah, if there is a power that could be tailored to a situation in the future, it will awaken at the right time. Is kind of what Horikoshi's giving himself the opportunity to do. I hope not every hard situation Deku doesn't just awaken a quirk now. I hope he still has tough times where he has to think his way through with what he has. But yeah, now there's a way for that ass pull to not be so blatant, I guess I should say. The next page is a big spread showing Black Whip being dissolved and Izuku, returning to his senses. He's being held by Uraraka, and he's like, "Oh my God, did I hurt you? I get the hell back, just in case I hurt you more." And then Monoma comes out of nowhere and keeps going with the fight because he doesn't necessarily understand what's going on. I think everyone should be a little I don't know, more cautious, because that was not Deku's quirk, or it shouldn't. It's not obviously Deku's quirk. I'm sure they all in their heads having 2 quirks is ludicrous unless you're a Nomu. So I guess red flags wouldn't be as quick. They'd be like, oh, maybe that's a new application of his quirk right now. But I still think it's kind of weird that everyone's acting so normally, especially when Aizawa comes in and he lets the match continue. That seems so out of character for him, but I'm glad it's happening. But it just doesn't feel right that Aizawa was the one that did it. I wish it was Vlad that said, no, let's let this continue. If Vlad was the one that said that, it would make a lot more sense because he's more competitive and he wants Class B to win, and this is their only chance to tie or whatever. But yeah, Aizawa saying it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Other than that one nitpick, though, I really, really do like that the match is continuing. I want Deku to show his stuff, and now that he has this stuff in the back of his head and he's more cautious about using his powers at all, maybe we'll get more of a basically quirkless Deku. He's not going to be quirkless because now he has 2 quirks, but maybe he'll fight more without his quirk, like he did in the beginning, because I really like seeing him be innovative that way. Or maybe he'll try using Black Whip, which would be also amazing. I think it'd be a little dangerous considering he doesn't have a lot of control over it yet, and I think it'd be kind of weird for him to make that call. But again, with this, with the kind of stuff that's been happening in this last chapter, I wouldn't be surprised if he was all right. I mean, the previous successor did say word for word, you gotta try harder, kid. So maybe he's gonna try harder to learn this new Black Whip power right now. I guess it'd be pretty cool. I can think of a lot of ways to apply that power, so it could be really useful for capturing in this exercise. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the chapter. It was a good one, but really short, really straightforward. I wish there was a little bit more content, like a little bit more at the end, maybe. Like we got a good shot, you know, of everyone like the chaos when the battle resumed and whatnot. But if we had like maybe one or two more pages of just like that ensuing battle, I think it would be a lot more interesting as a whole. Other than that, and as I was weird call to let the fight go on. I didn't really have any problems with the chapter. I'm just kind of worried about Deku being so overpowered. I mean, 6 different quirks is pretty insane, but yeah, trust in Horikoshi, see where this goes going forward. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for me. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed it all, and I will see you next time. Bye.